Hello, Manchester City fans. In today's video, we have a series of important updates on transfers and rumours involving our club. Ilkay Gundogan is on the brink of a real fairytale return. After a brief stint at Barcelona, the latest news suggests that Manchester City is considering bringing him back. With the transfer window in full swing and big names like Mbappe heading to Real Madrid, Gundogan's return would be a strategic move to keep City competitive in the Premier League. But is this comeback really possible, or are we just daydreaming? Famous journalist Fabrizio Romano has already dropped the bombshell: Gundogan is seriously considering leaving Barcelona. It seems the German midfielder is more inclined to return to Manchester than to explore other options like Saudi Arabia or Galatasaray. And if City can sign him without paying a transfer fee, that would not only be a masterstroke but also strengthen Guardiola's squad for the upcoming season. Rodri recently took to TikTok to reveal that he considers Gundogan one of the most underrated players he's ever met. And honestly, who could disagree? Gundogan not only shone during his 7 years at Manchester City but was also crucial in the historic Champions League win against Inter Milan. But before we continue, don't forget to like the video, subscribe to the channel, and turn on notifications so you don't miss any updates. Does Rodri know something that hasn't been revealed yet about his former teammate's potential return? Just imagine Gundogan wearing the sky blue shirt again, once more under the guidance of Pep Guardiola. It would be an exciting twist in this transfer saga that's unfolding. But what do you think? Would his return be the push City needs to secure Premier League dominance? Now, we just have to wait and see the next chapter of this story that promises to surprise us all. Kyle Walker is in high demand, and Manchester City has no intention of letting him go easily. With rumours swirling about possible interest from Al Hilal, the Saudi club is once again trying to poach one of our talents, but it seems they've come too late. The transfer window is nearly closed, and City has made it clear Walker is not for sale. After all, letting a player like him go would be like handing an ace to a rival. Pep Guardiola himself doesn't even want to hear about a possible departure. Walker is a cornerstone of City's defence, and his experience is invaluable, especially with the new generation of players coming through. Rico Lewis, for example, has shown great potential but is still learning from the veterans. And as the saying goes, if it ain't broke, don't fix it. Will Al Hilal persist, or will they get the message? The departure of Julian Alvarez to Atletico Madrid has left a gap that Manchester City has yet to fill. The big question is, will Guardiola trust in a system without a fixed centre-forward again, or will we see a new signing to replace Alvarez? With Erling Haaland declaring he's finally pain-free, the temptation not to bring in another striker is strong, but can City afford to take that risk? Kyogo Furuhashi from Celtic is the name on City's radar. The Japanese striker has impressed with his efficiency in front of goal, and with 75 goals in 135 games for the Scottish club, it's no wonder he's caught Guardiola's eye. The question is, would Furuhashi be the missing piece in City's puzzle, or would we be betting on a player who might need time to adapt to the Premier League? On the other hand, Furuhashi's recent injury raises a legitimate concern. The player is dealing with a potential shoulder surgery, which could sideline him for months. Should Manchester City really invest in a striker who isn't 100% fit? And more importantly, how would that affect the dynamics of a team that already has Haaland as its attacking focal point? Oscar Bob's injury caught everyone by surprise, but Manchester City seems confident in not seeking an immediate replacement. Despite the severity of the injury, the club believes Bob will be back to full fitness later this year. This means Savinho and Jeremy Doku are expected to take on more responsibility, showing the depth Guardiola has at his disposal. But is this confidence justified, or is City underestimating the need for reinforcement? Of course, an injury is never welcome, but Guardiola's philosophy has always been to get the most out of the squad he has. The ability of Savinho and Doku to step up is a high-stakes gamble, especially in a Premier League that doesn't forgive slip-ups. And if there's one thing Manchester City has learned over the years, it's that a strong and cohesive squad makes all the difference in the final stretch of competitions. Speaking of which, Pep Guardiola remains the most feared name among rivals. His dominance in the Premier League is undeniable, and the records he's broken speak for themselves. However, an unbeaten season is still a dream that has eluded the Spaniard. Could this be the year Guardiola finally achieves that feat, or will injuries like Bob's derail the plans? With the transfer window still open, Manchester City has the opportunity to assess its options. However, the decision not to bring in a new player to replace Bob suggests that Guardiola is confident in his current squad. Do you believe City has the depth needed to handle these challenges, or would it be wise to seek an extra reinforcement? The season is just beginning, and the outcome is still uncertain. Rodri is about to become one of the highest-paid players at Manchester City, with a new contract that promises to raise his salary to almost the level of Kevin De Bruyne and Erling Haaland. This renewal is not just a reward for his exceptional performance but also a clear strategy by City to fend off interest from other clubs. After all, who wouldn't want what many consider the best defensive midfielder in the world on their team? Manchester City knows the value Rodri brings to the team. Since his arrival, he has been a constant presence in midfield, dominating games and being instrumental in the club's recent successes. With this new contract offer, City is not only securing the future of a key player but also sending a strong message to its rivals: this is a team that values and takes care of its pillars. Meanwhile, young Keke is packing his bags for Sparta Rotterdam. The loan is an excellent opportunity for the youngster to gain experience and playing time in a competitive league. However, this decision also raises the question, should Manchester City have kept Keke in the squad, given the tight schedule ahead? The departure of the youngster leaves a spot that could be crucial in decisive moments. With Rodri's future practically secured and Keke set to explore new horizons, Manchester City continues to shape its squad for the challenges of the season. Do you think these moves will ensure City's success in the Premier League, or are there still gaps to be filled? The next transfer window could bring more surprises, and expectations are only rising.